So a girl was getting her limbs ripped apart. Her friend, although escaped momentarily, but was in a pinch herself, until a shonen came to her rescue, kicked his katana into the golem, pulls it out in a cool manner, clears all the golems in his path, while he makes his way to the boss. The boss has turrets all over its body to keep assailants away, which failed. Boss switched to its thermal cannon, devastating but failed. Swings on shonen, failed as well. Eventually it got cut apart and ceased to function. Shonen then received food as a reward. So a caravan was attacked by bandits. They were then attacked by talking wyverns. These talking wyverns then clashed with some stray wyverns. The leader of the talking wyverns then obliterated those strays. A general seeking to slay a dragon was attacked by the dragon first. He lost all his troops but was still gung-ho. Regrettably, he was far too weak. Just as he was in a pinch, his tomodachi of a wyvern came and protected his ass. Wyvern first inflicted pain on the dragon, then proceeds to inflict death on it by cutting it in half with his lightsaber. So Terran sent Dakai out to hunt down some spies in their city, and although he was ambushed and outnumbered, for a champion like himself, it was still a breeze. Formerly a bandit well known for his speed and precision, dude has his crosshair positioned only at his target's neck and up, except for the last dude that ended in pieces. Meanwhile, we have Regne here punishing his subordinate for eating a human child, gutted him as a warning to the others, flew his mentally fatigued ass over to seek solace from a blind girl, who then sang him a lullaby and conversed with him about their past and future. So we're still introducing champions. Hilo here, although we're not shown her combat capabilities, but she's dubbed the most horrific bioweapon there is. At one point, she single-handedly annihilated an entire regional army of this kingdom. The body owner of this babe is called Elia. On the surface, she's a teacher, but in actuality she's a scout for her kingdom to annex this elf village. Her main objective is to use this blonde lolly elf, Kia, to win the imperial competition and make her the hero, hoping that way she would be able to gain status despite being a child of a concubine. So today's champion introduction is this Mandrake here. Both Dakai and Terran approved of his strength. Dude used to be a slave gladiator fighting at Colosseums. After the city he was in was raised by the Demon King's army. He's been fighting them ever since, until he was picked up by Lana. Second champion is not this middle-aged priest here, but instead an invisible being he calls an angel. This angel resides by him, but her existence is undetected by all, except for this priest. But this angel can, and will kill all who intends to kill this priest. So the shonen swordsman from episode 1 joins the Lithia faction. Lana is midway getting killed by Elia, cause Lana knows of Kia's existence, but Elia wanted to keep Kia for her own use. But due to the interruption, she can only postpone the killing. However, when night comes, Lana was already targeted by Dakai. Her identity as a double spy for Orisha has been exposed, and she has been leaking content from Blind Girl's diary to Orisha. So as she gets escorted back to Terran for interrogation, Elia is trying to silence her for good. So Jiro and Yuno are with the Orisha patrol squad when they were attacked by the skeleton and Mandrake. Jiro managed to hold his ground against Shulk as a fellow champion. Shulk was way above in terms of speed, but Jiro managed to level the field with his prediction. People behind him, though, were completely annihilated by Mandrake, but he did leave Yuno alive to transport him back to Lithia. Meanwhile, Terran has broken the peace and has launched her attack on Orisha turf. Orisha sends out another champion in retaliation. Hilo's mission was to attack Lithia directly. So Terran sent out the Wyvern squad to lay siege on the bombarded city, but they were intercepted by another fellow Wyvern. Aluz has no qualms massacring his fellow species, especially since they work for someone who stole his potential treasure back in episode 1. Elia and Kia found the captured Lana. Just as Elia was about to silence her, Mandrake came and interrupted. Funnily enough, dude turned into a pile of ash after unleashing an AoE vaporized poison. That's cause deadbeat priest happened to be in the corner, and the AoE triggered his angel to kill. So Jiro is here to save Yuno. Hilo is here to raise Lithia to the ground. They ended up clashing despite both working for Orisha. Aluz also made it to Lithia, got engaged with his former swarm mates. Dude got ambushed bad, got humans sniping him, got bugs devouring him, got suicide wyverns bombarding him, had to clear them scrubs all while having to deal with Regne's trash talk and word arts, lost an arm to it, but managed to turn the tides with his ground runner, obliterated all on the ground, and showered down on the wyverns. So Dakai and Hilo are engaged in combat. Dakai has a hard time cutting up the spider armor, but he did have troops sniping with the Cold Star from afar, though that failed too. He did see an opportunity from the cut that Jiro made, used it to open the hatch and beheads the babe. Now I'm depressed. Shulk saved Elia and Kia thinking they were civilians. That allowed them to reach Lana, who is now mad and is trying to obliterate all with the Cold Star. But with Kia's word arts, the beam obediently dispersed. Kia was very forgiving, while Elia was rather frightening. So Dakai is trying to set Yuno free, but she just wants revenge for what happened to her hometown in episode 1. Raid came to seek solace from Blind Girl but got shot from behind. Both Blind Girl and Raid dropped dead from Alusa's gun. Shulk also left after getting the info he wanted. Jiro made it to Yuno and immediately thrusted his katana into Dakai's face. Got parried off, but he also managed to immobilize Dakai. Dakai took hold of his katana and swung it at him only to realize it was just an unsharpened practice blade. He turned and pulled on the enchanted blade and used Dakai's own hand to slowly cut himself down. So Deadbeat Priest and his angel got to Terran, and most likely disposed of her. Lano was already hit with a slow-acting poison, and as it kicks in, she left the world with reluctances and regrets. Kia and her innocence continued to be manipulated by Ilya. Jiro and Yuno went traveling together trying to learn more about each other. Deadbeat Priest helps with the burial of corpses while his angel chills on the roof. Aluz threatened Hito to have his endorsement for the participation rights to join the Imperial competition, which he agreed.